Hi everyone, so today we're going to go over how to find the determinant of a 3x3 matrix. Now there's a hard way to do this and there's an easy way, and I believe I'm showing you the easy way. It's just my personal opinion. Okay, so for the first thing you're going to do is start with a 3x3 matrix, obviously. So I'm going to give you one that has the numbers 1 through 9 so that it's kind of easy to follow which ones I'm choosing. Alright, so I'm going to be copying and pasting this matrix a little bit. That's just for my convenience. Obviously you can't do this on paper if you're doing that. So the first step you do is you choose a row or a column. Any one you want, just choose one. So I'm going to be choosing the first row, the 1, the 2, and the 3. Now if there's a 1 with a 0, that's, I believe that's your best option. However, I'm not going to do that because you skip a step kind of when you do that. I don't want to do that here. I want to show you exactly how to do it. Okay, so you're going to copy the matrix down. Again, if you can copy and paste, if you're doing it on a tablet, then I would recommend doing that. If you're doing it on paper, obviously you can't, so you have to write it out. Okay, so I'm just going to copy and paste these. Alright, so now you're going to take that first number in the row or the column that you chose. In this case, that's number 1. And then what you do is you cross out any number in that same row as it or the same column as it. So in this case, that's the 2 and the 3. So I'm going to cross out the 2 and the 3. And I'm going to cross out the 4 and the 7. Perfect. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take the number -1. Now the fact that I chose -1 has nothing to do with 1. You just always use -1. And then what you do is you take the number, in this case the 1, and you take its row and you take its column. So it's in row 1, right? And so you take the number 1 because it's in the first row. And then you add to that what number column it's in. In this case it's in the first column, so you also add a 1 again. And then you multiply that times the number itself, which in this case is 1. Then you multiply that times the determinant of the matrix that's left after you had crossed out everything. And that, in this case, it's 5, 6, 8, and 9. Okay, so to find the determinant of a matrix, which hopefully you know how to do, if the matrix is A, B, C, D, you do AD minus BC, which in this case would be B5 times 9 minus 6 times 8. So yeah, again, if you don't know how to do this, it's just if you have A in the top left corner, B in the top right, C in the bottom left, and D in the bottom right, you multiply A times D minus B times C. So when you do this, you get 45 minus 48. Oh, excuse me. So when you do this, you come out with an answer of -3. And then you multiply that times the other two numbers that you've already gotten. In this case, that's -1 squared, which is just 1. And it's also 1. So you have, sorry I moved these down, they're in the way. So you multiply 1 times -3. When you do that, you just get -3. So we're going to put that aside for now, but that's one of our parts of our answer. So we're going to do the same thing for this one, but this time with the second number in our row, which is 2. So take the 2 and cross out anything in its row, and anything in its column, which case is 1, 3, 5, and 8. And then you take that -1 again, and you take the 2's row, which in this case is the first row, and you take its column, which in this case is the second column. So you add 1 plus 2. And then you multiply that times 2 itself. Then you multiply that times the determinant of the matrix that's left, which in this case is 4, 6, 7, 9. Oops, sorry, I didn't mean to write that 7 there. Oh, excuse me. So then you do the determinant. So you do 4 times 9 minus 6 times 7. So you get 36 minus 42. And you get -6 there. So I have to move this other matrix down. Okay, so now you have -1 to the third, which is -1, hopefully you know, times 2 times -6. So now you have -2 times -6, which is just +12. Okay. So that's the second part of your answer. Now for the third part, you're going to go with the third number. This case is 3. And you can do the same thing, cross out anything it's row and anything it's column, which in this case is 1, 2, 6, and 9. Then you're going to make a matrix with the rest of them. So now you have -1, and then its row is the first row, right? And its column is the third. Multiply times the number itself, which is 3, and the determinant of the matrix, which is 4, 5, 7, 8. Now the determinant of this matrix is 4 times 8 minus -1 to the fourth is 1, obviously, times 3, times 4 times 8 minus 5 times 7. And so then you get 1 times 3 times 32 minus 35, which is -3. And you multiply that times 3 times 1. In this case, you get -9. So that's the third part of the answer. So now the last part of the answer is to add all of them up, all of the numbers you got up. So you have -3, you have 12, and you have -9. So you add -3 to 12, and you add that to -9. And then when you do that, -3 plus 12 is 9, plus -9 is 0. So the final answer for this happens to be 0. Oh, excuse me. So that's how you found the determinant of a 3x3 matrix. It's really not that bad once you know all the steps. If you'd like me to do another example, please leave a comment. But otherwise, thank you for watching. Hopefully this was helpful. And that's how you solve a determinant. Thank you.